So the group, the Diamond Dogs, we used to get together once a month, and we paid dues, and with that money we would throw events, or we would help each other out. If someone wanted to put out some music, say, hey, well, we have some money here, let's do that. So he was like, hey, I have this album, I want to put it out. And I was like, okay, cool, we'll put it out. So we got him a bunch of CDs, and we put his album out, and I even produced his first music video and everything. I didn't even know what I was doing. It was my homeboy Jason, one of my homies, helped us out with that, and he was a Diamond Dog too. So in the Diamond Dogs, there was different people that did different things. Some people did music, and some people wrote poems, and some people painted, and some people did fashion. It was really cool group at the time. And nothing like it, in San Diego. And it was cool because we were like, I'm from a neighborhood. I'm from Sherman Grand Hills Park. And we even had other dudes from other neighborhoods that were kind of like technically rivals, but they were outcasts, and they wanted to, and they really were into their art and their, and I was like, man, come over here. You know what I mean? Yeah. As long as you don't bring that stuff, we could bring your art, and let's make some art. So, where am I at? Oh, so we put out this dude's music out. I'm not gonna say his name. I'm gonna give you no credit, dude. But so we put out his music, and man, we went all out for this dude, And then one day, I had written this song that I had in my head, and I was over at his pad, and we were just having a good time, and I said, hey man, like, record me, like. I know you have a bunch of beats, and like I just want to do this. I just want to know what I sound like. I want to hear my voice, and it'd be fun, yeah. And then he just looks at me straight faced, and he says, "Nah," and I was like, wow. What? And then he's like, "Dude, you gotta stay in your lane, man. Like, I do music, you do food. You know what I mean? You do the restaurant, and like that's what I do." And I was like, oh man, I'm not trying to do music. I just, you know what I mean? Just like messing around. Like, and it hurt me, you know what I mean? Because I felt like, man, I put out your music, whatever. I shouldn't have had expectations. When you do things for people, you do it out of love, not because you expect anything. But it did kind of like, was like, oh, okay. Put a dagger through my heart, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I was like, damn, okay. So then I didn't ever want to ask nobody, you know what I mean? And then I had actually tried out for a band before that, like way before that, and the Floor Genius, and they had picked me. They were like, yeah, you can be our singer. And I was like, oh, so excited about that. And then the dude started dating this girl, and then he he replaced me with his girlfriend. So I never even got to be a part of that band. And I was like, okay, whatever, it is what it is. So that's when I was like, yo, you know what? F everybody. I'll do it on my own. So when I got out of that program, I was in a different mind space too. You know what I mean? We'll say MySpace. But
mindset.
Yeah, mindset. I didn't really want to. I don't know. I was on my own thing. I really wasn't wanting to associate with too many people, and I had a falling out with those guys. Right. Like some bad things happened, and I had a falling out with them, whatever. And I moved on. I parted ways, and I said, man, I'm gonna do my own thing. So I got on YouTube, and I learned, and I got myself a microcord. I got myself a Chaos pad, and I just started making beats, on my own. I just would go on YouTube and learn, and I just taught myself how to play the synthesizer. And and I did actually. I have a solo project that I called Night Ritual, and I built everything off of Night Ritual. So even Baptism of Thieves the foundation was Night Ritual, because I had started doing all my own stuff, and people were now I was in control. Right now I had the power, because I was making the beats and I was writing the songs, and people were digging them. So now they were coming to me saying, hey man, can I be a part of this? Yeah. And I was like, yeah, cool, be a part of this. So when things if we had a falling out, I didn't care, because the foundation was still just me. I was still making all the music.
Right.
I was just having players come and play the music that I was making. And same thing with Vampire. So in Vampire, shout out to my boy Heresy, who I love. You know, he was the guitar player in Vampire, and he was a righteous dude, man. He always stuck by me, and never had a problem with him. He's one of my closest friends. But the other dude that I had an issue with, not going to mention his name, but again, I was already making all the music. Right. So other people were playing my music.
Yeah.
So when we would have a falling out, I'd be like, cool. And I was already performing by myself under Night Ritual. So I was doing my own thing. And I had, you know, I had a little following in San Diego, and I had songs that people still, I have a song called Underneath the Stars that, like, there's no video for it. There's just a photo, and it's got, you know, thousands of views without ever being promoted. And it's a underground popular song, you know, that, like, if you've been following me and you know what I do, then you know this history, because a lot of people just know prayers, but I was doing other stuff before prayers, and all this was in the span of 1 year. So I did all of this in the span of 1 year. I was already playing shows, and I didn't need nobody. I didn't care about management, agents, and all that stuff. I was just, like, doing it on my own, making little videos, like I said, on my cell phone, and people just, you know, like, enjoyed it, I guess, or picked up on it. And then it took off from there, and until I started doing prayers, and then prayers became what it is now. And but yeah,
you know, I love your story, man, because from the very beginning that we started talking, you've always had this mentality, this mindset of, I'm gonna win, I'm gonna get it, I'm gonna do it.
Yeah, young gods.
You know, and it's funny because you said, oh, fuck it, I'm gonna start doing my own music. I'm gonna look at YouTube. I'm gonna start, you know, I'm gonna buy my own shit. Like you said, I don't even know what I was doing. I was learning, and there I go. You start building your own foundation, your own fan base. Now, the reason why I bring that up is because I meet young kids all the time, whether they're teenagers or in their early 20s. They want to learn how to produce. They want to learn how to DJ. And here's what I said: do you got the equipment? Yes. I said, dude, just go to fucking YouTube. YouTube is college now. Yeah, just go on there. Just look how to scratch. I said, I'll show you whatever, you know, I could show you. How to produce, you know, hip hop beats. You got everything, you know, but a lot of these kids, they don't have the want to learn, you know, and you're over here sharing that you wanted to, you know.
Yeah, it was dormant inside of me, you know. It's always dormant inside of me.
You know, now when you started recording yourself, you know, singing, did you like hearing yourself?
No, man, I would make those vocals super wet, man. So much reverb, you know what I mean, and echo, but that was the sound that I was making. That was what I was into, you know what I mean. Like I was really into, like, just this haunted, yet, like, the music was still kind of like, you know, lively, but the vocals and the content has always, since day one, has always been just very dark and drenched in the occult, and you know, that's my MO, you know, that's what I'm into, and that's what you know.
You like watching scary movies?
No.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's different. It's what I'm into is completely different. You know what I mean? It's more of a lifestyle. I just it's helped me, you know, in so many ways. It pulled me out of like the darkness pulled me out of, like, my sadness and my depression, in the sense that empowered me. You know what I mean? Like magic empowered me in so many different ways. Like I've seen it with my own eyes. I've had 3 out-of-body experiences where where my spirit saw my body, where I saw myself, you know, and it really moved me. And I've you know, hey, echo. Was that my spirit?
No. Now, when you say magic, you're not talking about pick a card.
No, not that type of magic. No, magic with a K. Okay. But yeah, it saved my life, man, in so many different ways. You know, and it's I feel like it's given me everything that I have. Also, you know, I'm also the type of person like that. Like I don't do things like hoping they bear fruit, even though they do. I just do things out of passion and love, you know, and because I enjoy doing things. And if they take off, well, fucking awesome, right? But I didn't start doing music because I was like, oh, you know, I'm gonna make a living off of it. No, I would just, someone said I couldn't do it, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna do it, you know? Like, this dude said no to me. A lot of people were like closing their doors to me, and I was just like, man, it's in my heart, you know? It's in my heart. It's a burning desire. And if no one is gonna hold my hand through it, then I'll be my own best friend. I'll guide myself through it. And I've always been like that too. I've always been my own best friend. You know what I mean? I've always looked out for myself. I've always felt that I owe myself like certain experiences, and I think that's where Leafar Seyer comes in, because my name is Rafael Reyes, and Leafar Seyer is my first and last name backwards, and I feel like, there's the me that's here, and then there's and then there, I think there's like just like there's the the spirit and the soul that's constantly just kind of like looming over you, just kind of watching you, right? Watching the experience. And then there's the mind that's like a child that's learning, that's here, and that's kind of like seeing things for the first time. But the spirit is ancient, it's like the eternal flame. It's been here forever. So it's not its first time here, but the mind is new, right? This is a new brain, and it's seeing the things that are unfolding in front of us. So for me, I feel like my spirit, or as I like to say, Leafar Seyer, just guides me through experiences, and it says, hey man, you want to try this out? Let's try it out, and I'll walk you through it. You know what I mean? Okay. So I think a lot of the things that I have done have always, I've had this guiding force.
Okay. Now, when you started doing this music, when you started producing it yourself, how was the response when you were showing people?
Well, yeah, I mean, certain people gravitated towards it, and a lot of people were like, "Yo, this is trash," and I think a lot of people still think it's trash, But it's I get it, it's all good, but like I've never judged people based on what they do, because it's hard to do what anyone does. You know what I mean? Yeah, I mean, I still have a lot of people that probably dislike what I do, but cream rises to the top. You know what I mean?
Oh well, it's funny, because when I first started producing, I was never any good. I'll be honest with you, but I wanted to, and I had a passion and a desire to do music.
Yeah.
And then eventually, I found somebody. We clicked. We did it. We got signed, and we started touring. Okay. Yeah. And now, when you started performing, how was that reception?
Oh man, it was amazing. Instantly, man. I went up there just like I felt at home. Like the first time that I performed, it was with Vampire, or it was Baptism of Thieves. It was Baptism of Thieves, but in Baptism of Thieves, I made all our costumes. So we wore like these masks that were like handmade, that I had made, and all these like almost like regalia, but like almost like demonic kind of stuff. But I made all the clothing for us, and then we would perform. So it was kind of safe, because I was behind a mask, and if you wear a mask, you kind of feel kind of safe behind it. But when I started doing Vampire, I was in the front. When I was doing Baptism of Thieves, I was only doing the drum machine and the synthesizer.
Okay.
And then my buddy Heresy, and it was more of a kind of like a noise avant-garde type of project. And I had my boy Heresy, he was on a lead guitar, and then this guy Michael Zepp, he was on the drums and the vocals. So he was playing he was playing the drums, and he was doing the vocals. And it wasn't until I did Vampire, because I was doing Night Ritual already, but I still hadn't like fully performed a lot of shows on my own. It wasn't until I had a falling out with those projects that I was like, I'm just gonna keep doing this like I started by myself.
Yeah.
But and Vampire was the first where I was just the lead vocalist.
That's a dope ass name, Vampire. The more you keep saying it, the more I like it.
It's dope, right? I'm like, how come no one ever thought of it? Right?
I thought it was a
Vampire.
Dope ass name.
Yeah, and and then we did our first show at a church, an abandoned church, and it was just it was beautiful, man. I had such a great experience.
Were you ever a Kiss fan?
I like Kiss, but not a huge Kiss fan. Yeah.
I was in 4th grade, and my brother, he always rewarded me if I was good.
Yeah,
he would always say, "Si te portas bien, you get good grades.
Yeah,
I'll take you to go see Kiss. They're going to be at the Forum." So there I am. My 2 brothers, a younger brother. I have 5 brothers. My younger brother, and my older brother. We went. My oldest brother is over here looking at us. my two brothers were like saying, we don't want to watch these fools. Well, the crowd was going crazy. We want Kiss. Before you know it, my two brothers were yelling, we want Kiss. I was always a huge Kiss fan. My mom thought I was crazy because I liked Kiss. I liked all kinds of music. As a matter of fact, Kiss Love Gun album was my first album that I ever owned.
Yeah.
Right? And I saw them in concert. And my favorite holiday ever was Halloween. Did you like Halloween at all?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, for 3 years in a row, I think my mother was trying to throw a hint out there. For 3 years in a row, she dressed me like the devil. El Diablo. Ama, ¿qué voy a hacer para Halloween? Pues el Diablo.
El Diablo.
The next year, ama, ¿qué voy a hacer para Halloween? Pues ahí tienes la máscara.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Man, shout out El Diablo, man, because he's been a huge, what's the word? Supporter of what I do. You know what I mean? He's like constantly just looking out for me in so many ways. You know what I mean? And a lot of the songs that I've written, are definitely like dedications, to the love, that we share for each other.
Okay, that'll work. Yeah. Now you're not talking about El Diablo from the Loteria, right?
Yeah, him too.